Okay, I got back from Goodwill, and I got some pretty decent scores again. So the first thing here, as you can see, is a zip drive. This is a USB zip 100 drive. As you can see, the USB port is right there, and the power connection is right there. So yeah, it's cool. It's translucent, and it does work. I will test all of these things at the end of the video. So the second thing I got was this PCI port fan, or PCI slot fan, as you can see there. Pretty big. And I got this for $249, and this will be used in my G4 MDD right there for extra cooling with the ATI Radeon X850 Pro graphics card. As you can see, it gets power from a standard Molex connector. It actually is like a pass-through. You can plug in another Molex connection right there. So yeah, that's a cool score. And then the next thing I got is really awesome. So I'll resume the video once I get it out. This is what I got. This is a custom-built PC. Now, I didn't get this to actually use for a main computer. I actually got this because it has a motherboard that has an AGP slot, so I can actually flash graphics cards using it instead of with the Mac, which is kind of hard to do. But anyway, pretty nice computer. The case looks pretty nice, although it is a very, very cheap case. So here's the inside of the system. Now this was pretty awesome. It actually came with 1.5 gigabytes of DDR RAM. So yeah, pretty nice amount of RAM in here. Probably gonna use it in my G4 MDD here, or my iMac G5. But yeah, let me give you an overview of this system. As you can see, it looks like it's been in a smoking environment. It does smell like it too. That one IDE cable there is yellowed. You can see the heatsink is pretty clogged up with dust, as well as the power supply fan and some dust over there next to the parallel port and on the back of the I/O shield. But as you can see, it has a Intel Socket 478 CPU. It's actually a pretty crappy CPU in here. Actually, it's a Celeron 2.4 gigahertz. Yeah, as you can see at the top there, it has an AGP slot. Now, I was originally planning on just using onboard graphics with this system, but the onboard graphics, the driver doesn't work in Windows XP for some reason. It's an SIS-based graphics, so obviously probably not very good. As you can see down there, there's the SIS chipset. There's the Northbridge heatsink right there. As you can see, it's a PC chips motherboard. Once again, pretty cheap and crappy. Under there, you can see 2 PCI slots. And then, on the bottom slot here is this weird slot. It's not a PCI Express X1 slot. It's some weird slot, and I have no idea what the heck it is. And it has a modem in it. So yeah, pretty weird stuff. It's also got, once again, a pretty cheap, but actually kind of nice power supply. Actually, as you can see, has SATA connections, but as you can see, the motherboard has no trace of SATA on it whatsoever. So, I found that kind of weird. It's got a 60 gig hard drive. I put that in there. It didn't come with any hard drive. As you can see, there's a floppy drive up there. We got 2 CD-ROM drives. Actually, one is a DVD player, which can't even write CDs, which I kind of find weird. And then this one down here can burn CDs and can read DVDs also. Actually, it's a DVD-ROM drive, which means it can read and write only DVD-ROMs. So, yeah. As you can see on the sides of the case here, it has these light-up things. They do light up, except this one kind of flashes at the bottom, and the bottom LED on this one doesn't work at all. There's a reset button and a power button. I'm not going to press because it's plugged in. So yeah, as you can see, the case here is pretty cheap. Like, the slots actually were blocked up with like metal things, like you can see down there, that are just like metal inserts of the case, except they were solid and not like didn't have any holes in them. But I had to like punch those out, which was pretty freaking hard to do. And then, so yeah, I mean that's this system. Let me show you the back real quick. Okay, as you can see, here's the back. Power supply, has a hard switch, PS2 ports, serial port, VGA port, parallel port, 4 USB 2.0 ports, and an Ethernet port. Pretty sure it's gigabit. It's SIS based, so might not be. But right there we have microphone, audio, amplified audio output, and then line in. And as you can see, I have 2 non-amplified speakers plugged in, which work perfectly. Right there, I have a GeForce 4 Ti 4200 graphics card installed, and the modem right there. So let me go ahead and turn the light off, and I'll go ahead and boot the system up. System, gonna go ahead and turn it on. Kinda helps to have it plugged in. Be right back, sorry about that. Now that the computer's plugged in, it's time for the real test. Now, I have already installed Windows XP, so I can't tell you it works. You can see there it has a 2.4 GHz Celeron. It is overclockable. There are overclock options in the BIOS. As you can see here, the light is on now. As you can see, that one doesn't work at all on the bottom. See, it's flickering. As you can see, it's booting into Windows XP now. Speakers, pretty decent speakers. They came with my HP Pavilion XL844. So yeah, this is actually a pretty decent system, especially with the 1.5 gigs of RAM. So yeah, as you can see, it's got a Celeron 2.4 gigahertz with like 1.5 gigs of RAM. So yeah, pretty decent, pretty nice, except for the CPU, which kind of sucks, but hey, it's still pretty fast. So yeah, that's that. Go ahead and shut it down. Now, it doesn't actually go in sleep mode. Actually, I'm going to show you that. Now, this is as far as you can get with it to go to sleep mode. As you can see, the light's flashing there, but it's still pretty much on. The fans are still running. You can probably hear. The hard drive just shut off, though. That's the only thing that happens in sleep mode. I think you can even eject the optical drives while the computer's in sleep mode, so wake it up. Hard drive starts back up, you could hear that. And yeah, that's it. Let me go ahead and shut it down. So I'm probably actually going to use this as a secondary desktop computer. That monitor up there has a VGA and a DVI input, and I currently am using it on DVI with my bare-bone PC. So I would probably put this, hook that up there, and just switch the inputs when I need to use this computer instead of the bare-bone PC. Because this kind of helps to have PCI slots, since I don't actually have a PC with a decent PC that has PCI slots, because all I have is small form factor PCs. So yeah, that'll help. Let me go ahead and demonstrate the zip drive for you, and I'll resume the video once I get that hooked up. Okay, as you can see, I've gotten the zip drive hooked up. There's this weird light in the back, and if you unplug the USB cable, it starts flashing in a pattern. Don't know why. It's just telling you it's not connected to USB, but anyway, as you can see, it's connected. It's connected to my MacBook Pro. So let me go ahead and put in a zip disk. As you can here it works. You can hear that the computer is initializing it. And it is now mounted. There's all the stuff I have on here. So yeah, that's nice. Nice that it works. Definitely helpful to put files on my Packer Bell with the SCSI zip drive I have hooked up to it. So I didn't get the power adapter for it, but as you can see, I've just used the one from my SCSI zip drive, and it works perfectly fine because it's basically the same thing. So I'm going to go ahead and eject that. And there we go. That's the iOmega Zip 100 USB drive. So now I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the PCI fan for you and show you that that works. I have already tested it. So I'll resume the video once I get it put in the G4 and I'll turn on the G4. Okay, as you can see there, I've now gotten the PCI fan installed. Connects to Molex. As you can see, I'm using it as a pass-through. This is going to go into my graphics card right there when I close the computer. So I'll go ahead and do that now, plug it in, and we'll boot it up. Be right back. Okay, as you can see, here's the back of the system. The PCI fan, I put it in between the graphics card and the USB 2.0 card. So let me go ahead and turn on the system. You might be able to see the fan spin in there. See if I can get a good look at it. And wow, it's unplugged. I'm an idiot. Be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Let's turn it on now. Let's see if I can get a good view in there. So yeah, as you can see, that works. The Power Mac is booted now, as you can see. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, that's the Goodwill Scores for, well, yesterday. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video.